Attention viewer, you are watching the world's biggest Monster Truck Diecast YouTube channel. This is Monster Jam OCD.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Monster Truck Collecting Podcast. We took a week off for Memorial Day. We observed that day, and now we're back here in episode 29. We're going to be starting our 2016 Hot Wheels Monster Jam discussion. Since we were off for a week, I'm sure there's a lot to talk about beforehand. So, Phil, if you want to have some time to do some announcements and housekeeping, please feel free to.
Yeah, hi everybody. I need hero cards. Help fill out. So you got lucky, obviously. You know, we were all out at Glendale, so we got the Glendale card. I got the binder sitting here because a lot of people have taken up the Phil bounty. So we got a lot of people that are not missing out. So here is our Glendale card. There it is, right there. Bada bing, bada boom. I have hundreds of these. I can
sure you do.
What else have we added to the collection? We got the just got this in today. The top one is from Wichita, from my boy Louis Thompson IV. And for no help from RJ, I got the Oklahoma City card.
You know,
find Miss Lou getting me that, and got a couple other people got other stuff here. But I'm sending the PSA out because I need cards from Biloxi and Columbia, South Carolina. So if Monster Jam came to your town and you got the hero card from the pit party, you're in big trouble, and you need to send me a message because it seems like nobody was at these events. I got other people. I'm still missing some here, but other people have spoken up and said that they have the cards. But Biloxi and Columbia, I'm looking for this piece of paper from their events. I have a lot of hero cards to trade. You need to send me a message. Indianapolis, I think we're good to go there coming up. Kansas City, I could probably use some help there, and same with Huntsville this month. So if you're going with Monster Jam's coming to your town, get a hero card from the pit party. Help fill out.
All right, cool. And then on my end, I have a couple things to say. One, the first thing, as always, OC Meltdown is still available on monsterjamsuperstore.com. We're just almost beyond the point of half the units gone, so we're like 2,520, I think, left. So that's a lot left, but there's still time to get one. Last weekend, I was in Glendale with Phil, and I got to see a lot of you guys, if you guys were there, fans of mine, and got to do an interview. Thanks to Monster Jam for that, and it was really cool to be back at a Monster Jam show. I had never been to State Farm Stadium, so it was definitely a cool experience. Huge stadium. Sadly, I missed the pit party, so I had to go around the whole place looking for everyone that wanted their truck signed or to meet me. So I kind of missed the whole show, but I think it was a good one, at least from what I saw in the highlights afterward. But yeah, fun show, great. I love Arizona, to go there and have some fun. So yeah, Arizona was awesome. And then there was a moment on that following Monday, which was last Monday, that none of us can explain. We canceled our podcast, like I mentioned, to observe Memorial Day. I changed the date on it purposely to this Monday. And then someone started it. We don't know who. We don't know how. But if you've seen this man who goes by the name OCD Champion, he wears a Captain America shirt, backwards baseball cap, some visors, and WWE OCD Champion belt, and lives in a small room. Let us know, because we have no idea who that was. Honestly, we didn't plant him there.
We're looking.
We really don't know. All I saw was
who he is. I will send you a hero card. There you go.
Yeah, you get a hero card reward.
Oh wow!
Put the bounty out.
When I saw my YouTube activated live, because I get a notification for it, I thought Phil just started again to tell us everyone that we're not up for this week. But I remembered Phil wasn't in. It was busy. He was busy, and we all agreed on that. And then I looked at the live stream, which lasted like 20 seconds, and it was this guy. So thank you for like the countless people that tagged me or messaged me personally saying that someone hacked our live stream, because it was true. I was there. I watched it happen live. I just couldn't get into the studio quick enough, and by the time the studio was over, he was gone. So maybe next time, maybe we'll interview him for episode 30 if he ever shows up.
Well, that's next week, huh?
Yeah, if he shows up within the next week, we'll interview Mr. OCD Champion and see what he has to say for starting our live stream without our knowledge. So that's that. And I think one more thing for Spin Master Monster Jam collectors. Surprisingly, we're on time for Series 17. So Series 17, especially if you're in California, because we usually get things first. Series 17 has been found in Anaheim, and that means it's going to start spreading amongst California, and then usually within a week it starts to spread to the outer states, which for some reason it starts in the East Coast and then it spreads to the middle of the United States. So the coasts get it, then the middle of the United States. But we're on time. It's due for June 15th, and it's June 7th. So we're still on time. So for most areas, Series 16 was on time. Now Series 17, and hopefully that means Series 18, which I just reviewed yesterday, will be on time for July 15th. So it looks like Spin Master, like they promised, have worked out the kinks in the different areas of the distribution process, and now we're kind of on track. So check out your Walmarts. That's where it was found for Series 17. And if you find it, post to Monster Truck Collecting, and you can tag me on Instagram too to keep track of where they're being found. With that said, Phil, let's start our 26.
Let's talk about RJ. He's here.
Yeah, RJ, hello.
I just have the world's smallest monster truck toy.
Yeah.
And the one figure ride truck. So that's all I got this time. I mean,
Ryan, have you been buying the world's smallest trucks?
I can't find them anywhere. I need the 3 from that new set though.
You can't find them because you're small, or because you just don't have them?
Because I can't find them, because I just can't find them. Not because
Cracker Barrel.
I live in LA. I don't think there's any Cracker Barrels back here.
I will look that up for you. Wow.
Thank you very much.
This was Target.com is where I found this, and this was Walmart.
Mutant Zoomies is in the comments. He made me this cool artwork.
I forgot mine. Yeah,
let's see it. Too. Yes.
Let me grab mine. I'll be right back.
A couple other folks got there, but here's full screen here. Here's mine. So that's pretty rad. Thank you to Mr. Zoomies. I think I just passed him by right when Ryan gave this to me. So that's me. So that's pretty cool. I know a couple other of Monster Jam folks. Everybody left. All the Monster Jam folks got some. So thank you there, Mr. Mutant. Right on. Hi, everybody. I'm looking for hero cards.
I keep forgetting to post mine on Instagram, but he gave me me right here, like he gave Phil. I'm sure you just put that on his screen. So there's that. And then he gave he gave me an extra one. I gave it to Spin Master last week. Spin Master, the team, got you and Neil Vandenberg on here, and everyone else, me, Landon, Camden, and all of
my screen froze. Hold on.
Huh? What happened? Okay. Well, anyway, thank you, Nathan, for all that. What happened, Phil?
I saw for a second. Hold on. My screen's. I'm working on a screen.
Okay. Let's bring RJ. You want to come back in?
I saw 2 RJs for a second. So.
Well, this is the real one.
Probably.
Right.
Never know.
All right.
Anyway, I do appreciate the artwork.
All right. Let me get the patent loaded here.
Yeah, Nathan's working.
See, we're just building, okay? And everybody.
Well, while we wait.
What next event? Is there stuff coming up
for me?
Yeah.
Just in All-Star NASCAR All-Star race this weekend for me. Monster trucks. I think my next one. I don't know when the chicken one is, and then hopefully will be in Ada in the end of July. So.
What about Miami? Do you go to that?
Depending what weekend it is. Normally it's on like when I'm in Texas for races down there, but I'll have to check that out. I might go to that, because it's a good event every year. I know
that. I'm moving real slow here. Give me a second here, folks. Then nobody could tell.
My next event, for those who are wondering, I might either it's between 2, and I think they're on the same weekend. It's either Nashville or it's going to be East Rutherford. Still planning out which one to go to. East Rutherford is going to be a lot more people that I haven't met yet. I don't know about Nashville. I was going because one of my best friends lives in Nashville and I want to take them. But East Rutherford is looking like the more viable option. However, if Foxborough's announced, if they get a show there, I'll skip East Rutherford for Foxborough. So those are my plans. But for right now, those are all loose plans, nothing confirmed. Some time between that and now. And I need a little bit of time to get my bearings after going on a trip to Arizona. It was really hot. I don't know how Phil lives there. But anyway, all right, here, let's go with 2016. So 2016 is actually a good year. We were running a little low in 2015, 2014. Those kind of were less, exciting years in our opinion, or my opinion. Sorry, not our opinion, my opinion. And 2015 had a little bit of a pickup at the end, but they were hard to find trucks. So yeah, for most people, they're just kind of frustrating pieces. But this year, there's a lot of good things that came out of it. Good corrections, good additions. We just came out of a World Finals event that had a bunch of color-coded bodies, so they're making those. But the first one is actually not even a World Finals body. It's just a new colorful body, which is number 1, the blue crustacean.
Yeah.
So,
well, this is okay. So we're gonna talk about whatever. No, you do you. I don't care.
No, these aren't unreleased trucks. These are literally trucks that you've probably seen a billion times.
Yep.
And well, actually, that one is unreleased, but that is also released. Anyway, I didn't put anything back here today. Blue crustacean. So the first thing I want to mention about this is that it's a brand new casting. I did reference the last couple of times we've seen crustacean that they were going to update that, and they did. So they gave it a brand new body, which included the shock mounts or the actual shocks itself taken off, and instead they changed, or I believe this is a new roll cage, not the Time Flies one. So they gave it a brand new roll cage, so the shocks are now separate from the truck. It has kind of an interesting body cut, which actually carried over into the Spin Master era. So they kind of both ran with that same style. The claw bands are also now 3D. So they're like 3D rectangles on the side to make it clear, because they were printing inside the claw and it was getting really blurry. And they also changed a little bit of the claw proportions. They're one big, one small, I believe now, or maybe that's just from the old piece. But yeah, a really cool update to the casting. And of course, as you can tell, the color is completely different. It is the blue crustacean, which is a body that Greg runs in Maine, because Maine is the hometown of crustacean, and of course the place in the United States for lobsters, the most famous place for lobster. So Maine lobster, and the blue crustacean, the blue lobster, is actually like something like, I think it's 1 in 5 million or 1 in 2 million or something like that. Lobsters are born blue. So it's like a rare occasion. And then, of course, he made that into a real body, which is a rare occurrence to see it in just Maine. So that's pretty cool, that whole story about it. So it has a green logo to change it up from the other color. And then it also has some cool, I actually really like this. It has green rims. I believe the truck, the real one, runs a green bead with a blue inner rim, or just blue rim. But Hot Wheels did change this up a bit with theirs. And then the roof panel says Monster Lobster, which is the slogan for the truck. And yeah, blue crustacean making its first appearance. It'll make many other appearances in the future between different companies. But yeah, it's our first time seeing it. So Phil, tell us about the blue one, even though I just kind of did.
Michael, bring me my truck. Hey, it's kind of fun now. This is like the first one for the year. It's almost always like the obligatory Gravedigger, and then maybe this is number 2. But no, they decided to give us number 1, blue crustacean. There's, people were excited for this. It's an obvious different change here for crustacean. It was always a running joke to make it blue, and then Greg found a good way to run the blue body. And it seemed like every single time he ran the blue body, there would just be some misfortune. At, the Michael, bring me my truck. Anybody remembers that? And old poor Mike Thompson brought the blue crustacean out, blew the motor. So then it's just gone downhill from there. They ran it, I think, once outside of Maine. It was not too long ago. They ran 2 crustaceans. They put this on the lumberjack.
It was for throwdown for the 10th anniversary with Rock Crustacean. That's what.
Yeah. Other than that, it's a state of Maine. My brain's getting fried. I believe when this came out, obviously this was already pre-planned, but the blue crustacean first ran Monster Jam once in 2015, and that was kind of a loophole. Okay, now we can make a toy of it, even though it was already planned. And then now you look at Spin Master Crustaceans, no longer in the Monster Jam universe, if that's a weird term. But yeah, it's blue and it's cool. But I don't know if we use it glossed over. 2016, our accessories is the stunt ramp.
Yep.
Yes, I forgot to mention that. Yes, stunt ramps. There's 4 different types. We'll see those 4 kind of. I mean, we don't unboxed, but this is the. This looks like the wooden ramp, which people used to call like the. What was it called? I don't remember the nickname. There's nicknames for everything, but I don't remember the nickname for this one. Yeah, I also wanted to mention, I saw this comment, also a great fact. There's a lot of different changes this year. This is the first year for customizers that the screws are being used to hold the trucks on the actual chassis, but they're triangular screw heads, so it's a little it's more difficult in a way to get them off instead of just drilling them off. But it is a new change that they add to the truck. So thank you for that. And that's about it for like 2016 as a whole. Like what's new: the stunt ramp, the screw, and the new packaging.
Well,
so now
there's a couple other glitches in the system, but I actually kind of like the ramps because again, it applies to like where the crush cars are. This is something you can actually you can actively use almost every single time versus like a tattoo where you put it on your body once, it's over, or a battle slammer that encourages you to destroy your toys, or a little action figure that you can choke on. So this has more application, I think, from that standpoint. This is probably the best accessory because we get crush cars a lot, but like this is an actual ramp that you can put the crush cars with, and it's a lot more. If I was doing Carpet League at this time, by no means was I not, but I think everybody needed ramps, so this is a big deal. RJ, what do you got here?
Blue crustacean is iconic, kind of like what was I going to say? Raw crustacean's cool to see, but the ramps were very useful for people. I can just see how that would be useful. I don't think I was using them. I doubt it, but yeah, I mean, good truck, good accessory, a lot better than a battle slammer or a tattoo, like you said. So good way to start the year off with not a normal gravedigger.
Yes, I agree. Actually, you know what? I remember this. I was thinking about why this looks so familiar to me, and it's because in Case A was announced to come out, and it didn't actually come out in Case A. It was a missing truck, and everyone started to have flashbacks about Exterminator and different things, and that's not coming out. Then in Case C, they added it again, and that's when it came out. So this wasn't technically in the first case, even though it was planned to be. It was a panic, really, because people wanted this so bad, and it was the only truck that didn't ship out in Case A. Very reminiscent of a truck or a future episode, which will be 2018 Hot Wheels Monster Trucks, where V8 Bomber was missing from Case A, and the world went wild, and then it came out in Case A Part 2. So yeah, that same thing happened with this.
It happens. It does.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah, it happens. And
I
think
like the first truck of the year. That's why it's a little like when you kind of make. We're talking a lot here to kick off, but like when you're making the grand scheme with the checklists and everything, you want to make it as perfect as you can. But obviously, when you see some of these past reviews and look at the checklist, we skip numbers or we will release the same truck twice with 2 different numbers. So like, there's clearly mess ups along the way, but it's like to suggest the number 1 truck of the year, like the number 1 on the list, 1 out of how many we're making in 2016, we can't even get it out. It's like, well, what happened already? So it's
I also there's a couple things. So I love how this fan keeps helping me. Pure ramp is what that was called, the wooden ramp. I think that's what we used to call it. So whoever's remembering these things, you're amazing for helping my mind get back on track. But yes, those also great notes there for Case A. So with that said, that was a good discussion, I think, on blue crustacean. Getting back into the group here. So that was a good one. We'll see it again by Hot Wheels. But here is the first release of a Color Treads truck. And this is a tradition that we never see end now with the colorful tires. So Hot Wheels kind of took a chance here and gave us something that's kind of colorful on the tires. Up to this point, we had very, very few trucks that had modified colored tires. So the collectors, especially the Dill collectors, were used to just black tires mostly on everything. And when Hot Wheels introduced these in 2016, it changed the game. I mean, we have colorful tires on everything. I just showed some. I mean, these things, we have them on Hot Wheels Monster Trucks if they're tracks. They even have them. So, it's crazy. Color Treads really did take off. Not everyone loves them, but, they're here to stay. So Son of Digger was the first release of a Color Treads truck with blue tires, black rims. Everything else is the same about the truck. No headlight printing. And that's the same ramp that we just saw, just in orange. So Color Treads, they join the fleet and they just never go away. But I like them in certain cases. I mean, obviously my truck has Color Treads on it, but I don't agree with them in every single sense, but this was a cool little change. I mean, we had never seen them. They're brand new, and I did enjoy seeing them get the take a stance in 2016, a pretty big one, especially. And yeah, there it is. So Phil, what do you think about color treads?
I think this is one of the better subsets of all time, just because, it's cool altering the paint schemes or changing stuff a little bit as Ryan chokes to death. When it's the same Son of a Digger scheme, so it's not like we're spectre flaming it or black and whiting it or anything. We're just changing the color tires. So I think it's pretty cool. Loud colors, very relatable. Ryan is struggling right now. If anyone's listening on audio, Ryan is struggling.
I'm trying to keep it together.
I like the loud colors, man, and I think anybody that sees these blue ones on that think of Sudden Impact when Sudden Impact ran the blue tires forever and ever and ever. So not too many people ran blue. Then Kevin King ran the blues, and he still weasels a set. Like he has this one fighting set of blues that are like so patched up beyond belief that they're still fighting, folks. He's still finding a way to hold air on. But
trying to cough it out, but I don't want to go off screen.
Ryan's choking. RJ, what do you got?
These were good, you want a normal Son of a Digger, I guess, if you didn't get the original back in the day. But after so many edge glows, probably wouldn't have picked this one. Honestly, in all honesty, I'd throw a Sudden Impact on this and call it good. But for the second truck of the year, I did like the sub series. I did like it. It mixes it up for kids that want to have colored tires in their carpet league. There you go. I mean, it opens that door, and it's a cool display truck regardless for adult collectors.
Yeah, that's the only snafu, because you guys remember for the previous 2 years, the Son of a Diggers we just were receiving over and over were the edge glow, to the point like every playset had a Son of a Digger edge glow. If you're late to the party, you just can never get a regular Son of a Digger. I mean, you're talking Advanced Auto Part era the last time you got to get it.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna move on.
I'm trying to get it back together here. I did want to. I forgot. I guess I just forgot. Brian Spalding from Maine. Here's Higher Education Mud Treads. I feel like this one speaks for itself.
I think we've seen this already.
Like it speaks for itself here, and just do this.
Come on.
Muddy Higher Education with the blue ramp. This one, the dirt ramp with the crush
car. Ramp.
Yep. RJ, you take over for a moment.
Talk about this because I'm going to go main the drain real quick.
It is the crush. Sorry, folks. Hang on. It is the crush car dirt ramp as what you would find. Well, at this time, I think we're phasing crush cars out in real Monster Jam, but it was cool to see that ramp added to this line of different ramps, putting a car there, because in my displays I always use this one and put cars behind the one car that is in the mold of the ramp. Truck wise, it's we've seen it before, I believe, and Mr. OCD's newest video, we know what higher education turns into. So looking back at this, it's crazy to see where higher education's come today. Definitely.
Yeah, I do love. Man, I just can't do this one. I do love the sponsors that Mattel put on it, and obviously Spin Masters doesn't have that. But it was nice to get the update based off of Mattel's work. So Mattel, I got obviously give them props for the casting work that they did do back in this time. And the Mud Treads, I think, looked awesome with this truck. They actually surprisingly covered a lot of the sponsors with it, which usually don't see happen. Oh, never mind. They're printed over it. Never mind. I'm not sure what I'm talking about. But they gave it a good amount of mud for the surface of the truck, and I really like this release of it.
All right, too late. Next
okay. So here is the
first orange
El Toro Loco for 2016. This is our first time, which we'll see in the future of this video, in the future of this podcast, the orange El Toro Loco finally becoming orange. So say la vie to the maroon El Toro Loco. No longer, I don't think we'll ever see it again. And yeah, so this is our first release of some sort of orange for its time, I think it was a wonderful release. Funny enough, we just like keep getting X-Ray El Toro Loco. I mean, here's a little mini one. So, El Toro Loco lives on in strong spirit, although it's not running currently. But yeah, I loved this release. It was a really nice body. Kind of a frosty, not fully transparent, maybe just translucent orange, but very proud stance in the 2016 lineup. And if you're counting these as new trucks, which I would count them as if I was collecting like I was then, we're 4 new trucks into the 4 that we've seen. So far, really good, solid lineup. Yeah, there it is. And it has the, that's the metallic or metal ramp there. You can't really see it well, but that's that. Phil, tell us what you think about orange finally becoming orange.
Looks new, but like it's standard, which we're still going to struggle with up until almost the end. So, yeah.
I meant to say El Toro Loco becoming orange, not the color becoming the color. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. RJ.
This one, being a guy who loves orange, this El Toro Loco release, outside of the black one, 2 years ago or whatever Mark was running that, this thing was awesome. I loved it. I was so happy it came out. The correct color after so many years of the maroon. And if you know anything about Oklahoma State's orange, Oklahoma University is maroon. So obviously I'm not a big maroon guy. I like orange. So getting an orange El Toro, the right one, let alone state opinions aside, it was great to see. I still have this on my wall.
Yeah, I think overall the consensus on this truck back then and now was a really cool release to have. And like I said, we'll see it normally, I think, this year. So there it is, El Toro Loco with the orange color in X-Ray series. Next up,
only fitting that the next truck, it's number 5. It's Gravedigger. So it took this long to get Gravedigger, but it's number 5 because there is 5 different versions of this Gravedigger. We're going to put them all down.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, boy.
So the first one is the old tool truck, which up to this point, it was just the tool, but now it's the old tool because we'll see a new one. So this is the square headlights version.
And the ugly frame. Hate that frame.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that round frame there. So that's variation 1. Next is variation 2.
Never found that one. I'm glad.
Okay, so there's like 2A and 2B. So here's 2A with the straight roll cage.
Correct roll cage.
Yeah, correct Gravedigger roll cage, old tooling.
But on the package, this is a packaging version, on the ramp it says there's a red ramp in the package. Our version number 3 says there's a yellow ramp in the package. It does not. Okay, this is also straight. There's no rounded version like that. So for your carded collectors, you're gonna go crazy about that one. So just a minor change up there. Okay, so now these are the 2 that matter. This is Gravedigger as the new tool.
Yeah, so after this would have been 15 years. After 15 years, they update the Gravedigger tooling to make it a little more in style with the real truck and their new technology. Max D got a new casting, which was more significant. I mean, looking at what we had with the Goldberg casting compared to the Maximum Destruction casting, it was given it sooner, but Gravedigger finally did get it. Okay. What am I waiting for? Okay. Anyway,
we're good.
So the tooling was changed pretty significantly. The hood there, the main thing being changed was the headlights became circular. The hood became more extended widthwise, and it's a little bit longer as well. They also updated the entire cab of the truck and the roof. Everything's slimmer, more, dynamic to the real truck. It looks like the real truck in this case. And they even cut the back part a little bit down, which the real truck has a pretty short end of the truck. The other one, the old tooling, had it kind of going far down, and they cut that down a bit. Also probably saving on cost with that. They also replaced the old posts in the back with the plastic windshield piece. So they also saved on cost without using die cast there. So a lot of cool little economical and just general new updates to Gravedigger. And we'll be using this tooling on everything but one special edition paint scheme this year. So they did get a lot of love in 2016.
This is one of my
go ahead, RJ.
This is one of my trucks of the year only because of the mold. Like, so many years of the same Gravedigger mold, the square headlights, the bulky feel to it. Finally getting an update. It was just so incredible. I still remember how happy I was when they updated it.
Yeah, I'll be honest. When I first people said there was a new tool, I like really didn't believe it. I had to like I physically saw it in person because I think it's like I could have been wrong. I think maybe the first time we noticed it was changing. It came out in one of the 4-packs or something.
It came out. So I was going to tell the story for that. I was in Toys R Us one day, and it was the same stuff on the pigs and same 2-packs. There was a Bone Shaking Gravedigger 2-pack, and I overlooked it. But then I saw the posts were not black anymore, which I just thought was a new variation. Then I looked at it and I saw different. It wasn't the back. I looked at the front. I was like, oh my gosh, those headlights are new. So most people found this in the Bone Shaker versus Gravedigger 2-pack initially. Which there were 2 variations, old tool and new tool. But I couldn't believe my eyes either. I had to really look at it and confirm to myself that that's a new tooling, but it sure enough was. So yeah, then it came out in the normal releases.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, that I couldn't tell until I saw it in person. It's always kind of funny in life, just in life of monster trucks. This Gravedigger body is just such a gooker, gobbledygooker. Wrestling fans, the gobbledygooker. What the heck is that? But when you look at
yeah, 24/7 title reign though, so I mean, hey,
something like that. And I say gobbledygooker because when the gooker came out of the egg, everyone's like, what's going on here? But that's like with the Gravedigger bodies because like you remember the video games, they never quite looked right.
Yeah.
The toy was right, but it was going off of some like old school thought processes. Just seem like even like we talk about the Christmas ornaments, they look so goofy. Like just almost anything that had like like you look at the Burger King toys. With the most popular truck, it's still. And I think you could probably debate like even when you look at this Gravedigger, how it's much closer to like a modern. But you could probably still debate how like this doesn't. It's not quite accurate.
Yeah.
Well, no. Yeah.
These things were all gobbledygookers.
Yeah, I agree. I was happy when you get a couple in your hand and you're like, but I mean, for the time and for coming from the same old mold for so many years, it was a good refresh.
Yeah, up until Spin Master, this was wonderful to see, and we'll be coming into the Spin Master era soon here on our podcast, and we'll be talking about a lot of things in retrospect, but I'm trying to keep it within the reign of being 2016 and remembering the time period when this was out. Everyone had to have it.
I just looked at my Spin Master Gravedigger real quick. I still fight that. Like I still think it's not quite right. So,
I wasn't saying that they're 100% right. I'm just saying, just looking back at it. Yeah.
Well, let's move on to discussion because there is one more number 5 Gravedigger, and it's also another important piece to the 2016 puzzle. This is Gravedigger featuring BKT tires.
Yeah, I forgot this is the year.
Is this year? I thought it was next year. Is it this year?
Yeah. So I have a lot of memories of 2016, and this was one of them. When someone first posted on Instagram that they changed the tire mold after 15 years as well.
I didn't.
Most again, being the immature kids we were very upset. Because they had just changed something that had been something that was a staple for so long, just the same tire mold every year. And, it was just kind of unbelievable that we didn't really expect BKT, I don't think, at the time to stay as long as it has and continues to continue on to be. But I don't know what I was saying there. But I just remember that everyone was pretty upset about these. Most people were trying to hoard old tool tires and swap them on as time went on. As people still do to this day, because Hot Wheels is obviously using the larger tires. These caused quite a uproar in most cases. The main thing being that Hot Wheels took their own liberty in branding the tires half Hot Wheels, half BKT.
Yeah.
And now looking back at it, with obviously Spin Master using full BKTs with all the different licensed shapes on the tire tread or the tire sidewall. I'm kind of wondering how Hot Wheels even got the rights to do that, because if it's a BKT tire, it's kind of interesting how they were able to sneak their Hot Wheels logo on there. But yeah, looking back, I liked that they did this because it set up the premise for what we have now. But I really don't like the Hot Wheels logo being there. And the lines, kind of those 2 lines, I just never really understood why they were there. It's just weird. But
yeah, this is just such a horrible branding play, in my opinion. And this just, and I'll say for what it is horrible. the last year we had the printed BKT tires on the BKT tires truck. We talked about that for like an hour last week or 2 weeks ago. But like this doesn't even look right. Like nothing about this is even correct. This is just a branding play. It's very disappointing. And to me, actually, it's almost a turnoff. It's just like these are everywhere. And it's nothing like I'm not anti BKT because the people that make fun of BKT tires are some of the most uneducated people out there. There, I said it. Like you make fun of BKT tires, you really have no idea what you're talking about. You never even handle tires, and even the people that think you do, you really don't know. But besides that, this is just a horrible branding play by Hot Wheels, and nothing makes sense about this at all.
No, if the moving a BKT compared to a Goodyear, phew, boy, I love BKTs. But and traction wise too, they're really good tires in real life. But the logo, the Hot Wheels logo, really irked me too.
Yeah.
It was good to see because I remember I just found that son of a digger that we just looked at with the color treads, and I wrote BKT on it in Sharpie because it didn't have the mold in it, and that's why I was like, did this come out this year? But bad, like Phil said, bad marketing play, but at least the BKT logo is on there. So I mean, there's that.
Yeah. And in the end, like a couple things they get justice with the update in Spin Master. They get the actual sidewall double lines, and they get the BKTs on both sides. But for the time being, we're stuck with these. And someone actually, another memory, these were first discovered on a Zombie Hunter. So someone remembered that. So that was funny too. But yeah, we're going to see a couple variants of each truck that have BKTs, don't have BKTs. But this is the last year where we'll ever see those old tire molds. You'll never see them past this year. They're all going to be the BKT Hot Wheels tires. But yeah, there's that. There's so many new things in 2016. That's another big thing.
We'll power through the next couple here because there's not a lot going on here. Here's Avenger, our standard Avenger.
Old tire.
Yeah, that's the last new ramp. That's the front flip ramp, based off of the front flip ramp they used at Tom Mentz's. Was it MetLife Stadium that they did that?
Yeah, MetLife, I think.
Yeah, MetLife Stadium front flip. So that's the front flip. Yeah,
the front Flintstone ramp. All right,
yeah, Fred Flintstone. Yeah, Dragon's back. Debuted last year. So that was a cool, awesome new truck, and still kind of trying to live off that steam that it had going. The shoe.
And the shoe, Monster Mutt, the shoe.
Loafer Mutt coming down.
6, 7, 8. Here's number 9. It's a new release, Soldier Fortune.
Yep.
Yeah, so I had RJ put the Soldier Fortune crew shirt on because he was asking me which one to wear, and I said, "Oh, Soldier Fortune's coming out this year." Or he asked me, and I said, "Yeah, it is." So here it is, Soldier Fortune. Probably one of the best Soldier Fortune releases ever. Just right out the gate, it was a great casting. Humble did a phenomenal job with that, and the colors were done well. And although it's a big place of controversy, depending on whatever you agree with and how you decide, it has the old blaster on the top of the gun, which was obviously removed in later years from the real truck and the toy trucks. But this is one of the times where we do have the toy with the gun. The other version of Soldier Fortune, which is Black Ops, will also have this, and I think they end up using it into 2017 as well. And obviously that gun is pretty small. It is detachable for whatever reason. They decided that was a good idea and added the small parts warning. But yeah, that was the first Soldier Fortune ever released, and I think they did a pretty good job with it. And everyone was really excited for this truck because the truck had just recently come out on the tour, and the casting looked great, and it was just a great truck to have, and it was definitely a big, notable truck for 2016.
As I look back on the life of Soldier Fortune,
this is at this point.
When this truck came out, it was like, let's make it an oxymoron. The truck's called Soldier Fortune. It's a play on the term Soldier of Fortune. Who's going to drive Soldier Fortune? We have a guy named Chad Fortune. So why don't we let him drive Soldier Fortune? And I remember right off the bat, when they announced this truck, they had a picture of Chad Fortune standing there, saluting. Mm-hmm. People lost their minds because they said it was stolen valor. before this truck even ran, we're pretty much calling Chad Fortune a draft dodger. Like we are writing him off the pastures and making him this horrible person because he's saluting in a picture. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of like a movie, but you should watch them. Anyways, and then they take the gun off the truck. Listen, we're not going down that rabbit hole, but if you see an issue, if you don't understand why they take the gun off the truck, you're also the same person that thinks BKT tires is like the scum of the earth. You should probably think a little harder. That's the world, okay? You're not changing the world, and are you not gonna go to a Monster Jam event because it took a gun off a truck? You sound ridiculous, okay? Like, so then since we really send Chad Fortune off to office work, and
just the serious face that you're not going to a Monster.
We send Chad Fortune to office duty. We don't have
where are my moderators?
Really a driver. And because of some scheduling conundrums, we do have a new driver for Soldier Fortune. Her name is Jackie Carrizosa, and she was hired. It got in and out within a week. Okay,
that's
you don't know how that works. Again, if you have a problem with that, you should maybe rethink that. Okay, and now, but on a more positive note, no, I didn't swear on here. On a more positive note, I was on the tour with Caleb Blood last year driving Soldier Fortune, and we had this awesome soldier coming home to surprise his family. That was at our Greensboro event there, and it was super cool. It is the perfect truck there for a tribute, regardless of who's driving and their extracurriculars or what's hanging off the top of the truck. The purpose for it is what matters, and it has a great purpose for those in the United States representing the armed forces. And I remember when we had that soldier come home, we actually had Chad Fortune's fire suit, and that's what the guy wore. It was legit Chad Fortune. Imagine Chad's phone call, like, "Hey, get your fire suit? Yeah. All right, cool. I need you to send it to Greensboro, North Carolina." Like, you don't need me? Like, yeah, can you mail your fire suit? But I don't know what the guy. Now you blocked him. What did he say?
Oh, he just kept saying the word and kept trying to justify it. So I just kept.
Oh no, you can replay that. I've never sworn on here, so
no, I know you did.
That's what I got to say there. So good old.
I think this is peak Soldier Fortune. It's still good to see the truck having people that have been in my family that have been Army, Air Force. It's just anything to promote military appreciation or special forces. I like the encore we had at Vegas. Epic stuff.
The encore really did kind of put this whole truck and everything into perspective. Yeah. The only thing was for that encore, just to honor the first, the Army and everyone else that was represented there, and all of our military personnel, they did remove the name off the truck just to make it a military vehicle without the Soldier Fortune label.
Not in those encore. Wait, they weren't in the encore, were they?
Was it the Rampage encore? They removed it from one of the
Rampage encore.
Oh, Rampage. Okay, never mind. Rampage got those removed, but
they weren't in the military encore, right?
Yeah, they were. I thought they were.
They were. Yeah, they came out first.
They came out first, and then the other trucks came down each side of the.
They did a lap, and then they went it back around. They brought the trucks out like usual with other encores. I just watched that. I just watched that encore, so I know that happened. But that makes Soldier Fortune making an appearance.
So then, wait a minute, hold on. Did Black Ops do a backflip in 2018 during that encore, the Rampage? No.
I think they did it in both encores. Yes. No. Rampage. No. Did they do it to them? I think they did it during both encores. Pretty sure on the same backflip container.
No, that doesn't sound right.
I know for a fact they did it during the Army encore. I don't know if they did it during the Rampage one. It's been a long time.
The military encore. One reason why I'm saying that because in the military encore,
I'm looking at it.
The military encore, Lupe Souza drove Soldier Fortune Black Ops.
Oh, cool.
They came. Yes, Soldier Fortune and Soldier Fortune Black Ops are in the Armed Forces encore, Phil.
Can you check and see
if the Rampage? Well, but did they do flips in the Rampage one? Because I thought Tony drove them in the Rampage encore. But
here's the answer.
I'm like 87. That's why. Okay, yeah, because then there should have been Tony Oaks driving in that, but then because but I also remember when he did the Netflix Punisher, that was the first time you ever did a backflip. So that's why I was like,
they did a backflip at the other end when the truck.
not in the Rampage on the Encore.
No, we're talking about two different.
No.
Okay.
I'm just too confused.
Or
But what I was saying was, this truck is running two separate encores as two main trucks, so it's pretty cool how this had kind of a cool encore presence. When we come to Black Ops, which we will get to either this episode or next episode, we'll talk about another. We'll talk about it more in another episode too, but another Soldier Fortune. That Soldier Fortune.
Can I answer this too? I'm gonna move on to the next one.
Yeah, Soldier Fortune. So there's a lot in it.
Does anyone remember Gold Beige? No, me neither. But let me answer this one. No, they got the hero cards are at every Monster Jam event right now. Because of the pandemic protocols, drivers are not signing autographs. So as a token of being unable to like actually physically touch and interact with the drivers outside of a microphone, they're giving out these hero cards. So I would imagine once the drivers are allowed to like actually touch and sign autographs, they won't be having the hero cards anymore. So just want to clear that up. Guys, all right. That means it's time to move on to the next truck. Number 10, it's another colored tread, it's Dragon.
One more thing on Soldier Fortune, Caleb Blood actually returns in East Rutherford. She'll be back at Soldier Fortune, so we had to go in. Okay. Anyway, yeah, another color tread. So this one's another. They did a really good job with their color tread matching, and this one makes a lot of sense. Orange tires for the Dragon, which just recently had debuted last year. So this is a really cool another addition, but everything else is the same. So I guess we just comment on the colors, but that's about it for this.
I like how they're just bright.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, orange wheels. This one fit very well. Most of them did. So
next truck, Prowler X-ray number 11.
So Prowler still continues to live on, and it has an X-ray body. So last year we saw Predator with a not X-ray body, which was just an opaque black plastic piece. But this one's actually semi-transparent, same color, same transparency level as El Toro Loco was. And I really like this one. It really did justice to the Predator that didn't get the X-ray form, and now we have Prowler, its teammate truck, with the actual X-ray. Yeah, I always loved the X-ray, so I have nothing to complain about with this. And this was just a nice one to have.
Okay, who doesn't know Grinder? Do you know the Muffin Man? Anyways, just a friendly reminder that we stopped getting Pouncer toys in 2009.
Yeah.
So that's what I have to say about this.
This one was nice, a lot better than the Predator one, obviously.
Not too bad. Next truck. Team Hot Wheels Firestorm. You know what always gets me here is that they're so gung-ho calling this truck Firestorm, but yet on our package we just do not put the name Firestorm on here. It's like, what lie are we living? Can we name the truck? This is your truck. Name it, please. Goofball.
Yeah, so there it is. Team Hot Wheels Firestorm. Nothing new about it, so let's continue on. But I think it's a
right.
Oh, no, it doesn't. I thought it got a variant with the BKTs. So a new truck for 2016. I'm sure Phil's going to talk a lot about the actual truck, but this is Zombie Hunter. A lot, and myself included, a lot of people are very excited to see this because it just had come out in real life and, it was running. It had a World Finals event, Leo O'Donnell, and, they did a pretty good casting for this truck. The colors were great. And just having it, in a toy form, even though it was such a plain truck, like a Doomsday in a sense, they still did it. And it's one of the very few, I think maybe even only of one edition that had the full windows in the cab and the front windshield. So full insert piece for the window. But
all out of order here.
Okay, yeah, that's odd. I don't know why that was. It also never had that Zombie Hunter logo I don't believe, in competition. They just had like a horn. So it got a customized logo, which was nice to have finally. And then this is the famous variant that discovered the BKTs. Zombie Hunter was the first to be discovered with them, and that's what started the firestorm that became BKT Hot Wheels tires. But I'm not sure if it's this year or next year that it has the rim variation, but there's a rim variation at some point with colors. But yeah, there it is, Zombie Hunter. It also is our truck of the year for the reflective decal. The Monstrum logo is reflective silver. Also, another little fun fact. So, Phil, tell us why we have this Ram truck, because man, I'm sure people are wondering why.
Let RJ talk about this first.
Look, someone even asked the question.
I'll tell you. Don't worry. Go ahead, RJ.
Just when sponsors fall through, and you got the mold sitting there. The die cast, very nice. The detail, like Ryan said, on the double windows on the side, maybe the only Hot Wheels truck they did like that. Not sure. Yeah. Don't quote me, but okay, right.
I'm pretty sure.
But yeah, this is what happens when Dodge Ram comes in. Go ahead.
Thank you, Nathan. I thought so.
RJ spoils the party. Okay, so it's very common in Monster Truck Land to have a lot of sponsor pitches. All right, that's just the way the business world works. There's a lot of trucks that are pitched that you never, ever get to see. Well, here is a pitch that was made to the fine folks at Ram Trucks. So Ram Trucks, obviously, is a truck company. They have involvement with the Hall brothers of Raminator and Ammunition. Well, we were making the big pitch, Monster Jam, to get Ram Trucks sign on board for a truck for the season. And so somebody had the bright idea to make a 3D truck to look like this. That's why this looks like a Dodge Ram, in case you didn't know.
Yeah,
looks like a little Ram guy.
I think most people just kind of put that together on their own just because it looks just like their logo.
Yeah, but here's the problem. Now, okay, I went to school for business and studied marketing a lot. But if you're making a pitch to a truck company, don't you think it'd be okay, if you're making a pitch for a truck company, what's the truck company looking to advertise?
Their truck.
Their
trucks, yeah.
It's like, what's Great Clips advertising? Their haircuts. That's why their truck has hair on it. What's Monster Energy promoting? Their beverage. What's Lucas Oil doing? And VP and Fire, Tetra, whatever fish food company. Every sponsor ever is there to promote their business and their brand. Okay? When you make a truck pitch and it doesn't look like the truck, okay, how is this going to sell more Ram trucks? The biggest thing that Ram advertises is the power of the trucks and the unique features and how it looks different than the other trucks. You look at the grill of a Ram truck or a Dodge truck. It sets it apart from a Ford and a Chevy and a Toyota. How is making a 3D head going to sell more trucks? The biggest feature of the truck is the grill. And you decided to put a goat face on it. Now, that's the old rumor, but if you ask the right people, that's the truth. And we made a mold for the truck, and I say we as in I'm the almighty. No, I'm saying in general. And make a mold for the truck. It's well, too late. So this truck shows up to the first event in Miami. It does not have a name. It shows up this brown painted like this. They give it to poor Leo O'Donnell. It doesn't even have a page in the yearbook. What do you call this thing? And they decided that day, that weekend, we're going to call it Zombie Hunter. Now, this doesn't look like any zombie. It doesn't look like going to hunt nothing. It's just a brown goat. All right? Then, they don't know what to do with it. The truck doesn't have a logo. Eventually they get a logo that looks like a bugle. It's just a horn. You ever see a bugle?
Yes.
Right.
It's we don't know what's going on. And then the next year, we decide to put some lasers on it, put poor Miranda Kozat in the truck. It was just it just went way downhill, and that was the end for Zombie Hunter. But it's just marketing 101. I'm sorry, folks. It's those old rumors. We can put it to bed. It's been 5 years at this point. That's what happened to old Zombie Hunter, and it's the repercussions is the Ram trucks. They pulled Raminator and Ammunition from all the events in 2016. Hotsy ran, but Ram was just so appalled. They're and you don't get Raminator or Ammunition. You could. So it was just very business gone wrong.
Yeah.
It's a goat. It's what? It's just a brown. We painted brown. It's how can you make this situation more worse? Let me go down to the local Dunn Edwards paint. What do you have on clearance? I got this brown. All right, yeah, give me a dozen of those. How do you explain this to Leo O'Donnell? The Marvel trucks are gone. It's all right, Lee, we're gonna have a new truck for you next year.
All right, cool.
It's hey, so we painted your truck brown. We don't have a name for it. And we'll see you in Miami. Like,
so perhaps we should move on.
Yeah.
Anyway, you know, we'll see it again in Hot Wheels, and we'll talk a little more. It comes back until the end of Hot Wheels, and obviously the truck is no longer around. But it was interesting that we got a toy for it. I'll just say that we got a toy for it. You know, a casting and everything in 2016.
new truck on the screen.
Speaking of a new casting, this one is Titan. Titan, which infamously this tooling just is called the Titan tooling from now on, even though it's just called pure muscle technically now. The Titan tooling, here it is. This is our first release of a Titan monster truck. This is the yellow body, which, by the way, Titan just returned last weekend to the scene. So Donald Ependino, I hope I said that right. I haven't said it in so long. Titan is here. There's a lot missing from this truck for licensing reasoning. I mean, obviously the front grille is not 3D and the tailgate doesn't say Chevrolet, but it was awesome. Regardless of all that, it was just amazing to have Titan as a die cast, and I know Donald was very excited to have it back then. I remember him posting a lot about it, and we do get a lot of different Titans over its time with the rest of the Hot Wheels Monster Jam era, and this one was just awesome. Really, just an amazing piece to see just debut out of nowhere. A lot of people were asking for it too. I think a lot of collectors were pushing for it, and it even got gray rims. So you got to give him some credit on this one. I really did enjoy this, and for it returning just now again, just to see it again in real life. I didn't personally see it, but seeing pictures, it's just nice to see it kind of appear out of retirement every now and then, and make some little some appearances at shows. But Titan, Phil, tell us Donald's story of Titan.
He got Titan, and he got the cult following to slowly become one of the rising independents on the scene, and he was part of the first showdown. He was in some of those world finals, a lot of big wins. He was part of those inaugural FS1 tours. Big name truck. It was Titan Mania was in full swing, and get the toy was a lot of excitement. Definitely one of those ones where like you can look past some of maybe the omissions on the truck, because like we've had a couple of them. It's like we don't care. Like we're just so happy to have Titan. And I know one of them too. There was, I don't remember the story, but there was obviously an issue with the name Titan, because if you see on the side of the truck it says Donald Epidendio's Titan. The truck has never said Donald Epidendio on it. So there was something. I don't remember what the reasoning was for. This does get eliminated on future releases, but this first one does say Donald Epidendio's. So nonetheless, everyone's happy for Titan here, and just happy to see it. Nothing, can't complain. Everyone's just happy.
Yeah, I was happy to see it. One of the best trucks. Top 5 truck of the year. Top 5 truck, definitely, hands down.
Yeah, like I mentioned, the gray rims, which is like a thing that is rare in this case, where chrome rims are usually the prominent thing. The real truck did have a charcoal chrome and still does have charcoal chrome rims, but Hot Wheels decided to go with gray. For a long time, people who are insane were trying to swap their World Finals 13s, which have the only charcoal chrome rims at the time, for Titan, which they looked amazing. I'll give them credit for that, but that's an expensive swap. But yeah, Hot Wheels decided to go with gray. For whatever reason, they decided to do that. But the real truck was a special occasion where it actually had chrome rims.
Yeah, it's not always so backwards how they do that.
It's really odd,
Eliminator was another one where Eliminator ran a chrome rims, and then we got gray on it back in 2009. So
good. Save the snack. That is a great little note. I was going to make that anyway, but good note there.
Shout out to Rail Stalker Adventures. Him and his wife are going on their honeymoon at Nag's Head. So obviously, congratulations, recent marriage.
Congrats.
Have fun on the honeymoon. Nag's Head's a cool place. Never been, but heard a lot. So that's pretty rad. All right, so we'll move ahead here. Here's number 15, Mega Rex. This was new a couple years ago. Nothing new with Mega Rex, but don't worry, folks. If
you'll see it
fast forward to current times, and you'll have your buffet of Mega Rex flavor. So
one of these years, and you can't tell in the packaging, one of these years they're going to make the tail not detachable. I think it might have been this year. But anyway, no one really cares. Here's a big one, though. Orange El Toro Loco making its first debut as a normal paint scheme, not an X-ray, with that bright orange color. For what it is, I'm so happy to finally. I was so happy to finally see this. They did a lot of corrections this year, and El Toro Loco was one of those corrections. And I think everyone was happy. As a consensus, everyone was happy to finally not see a dark red El Toro Loco anymore. So yeah, it got a lot of love. An X-ray, a normal release, and a new color. All of that combined into one, and I really was happy, satisfied that we finally got it. And
I think the issue again, and I think I may have talked about when we get the black and yellow El Toros for the first time, how the text El Toro is not wrapped around the wheel well like it should be. At this point, you know, I'm talking about the text is now it's not.
Oh yeah.
At this time, so it's like you get your color, but when you put this next to the other El Toros, it's still missing something. And
I had to make sure that Spin Masters Mini had the correct text. Okay, I didn't notice that
eventually, but it's another one of those too little, too lates.
It's a little too late. That was a song anyway. I'm still happy to see an orange El Toro. Finally.
All right, next
words. It's an old truck, new look, Aftershock.
Yeah, so we recently have talked about Aftershock a lot because it's had a couple different releases. 2015 it had an extra release, which is debatable whether it was this one or the black paint scheme because it had a gray body, which can be taken either way. But this is the official first and there's two releases of this. Actually, it has a Mudtrez, I think. But this is one of the only releases of the gray Aftershock with this bluish red scheme. So yeah, another new look, just a refresh for their lineup this year. And I completely forgot this even came out because it's just one that gets overshadowed by so many this year. But still, looking back now, it's really cool to have it. So Aftershock with the gray and blue body. Nice.
You know, I think this is a time period too, and like even now, I think Aftershock has like enough minor changes, but like the toys tend to keep up with it. So
yeah,
it's hard to forget them. It's like you remember like that, like the standard Aftershock, and then when they change it to the black with this design, like you remember those because those lasted a number of years. But then that one design, like you get slight variations, whether it's like this paint color or like slanting the logo this way or adding a paint splat, or like there's just slight changes that keeps it enough, and we get a toys of a lot of those. So that's kind of why you forget about it, and I tend to forget about it too.
Yeah, I also like the navy blue roll cage. I forgot to mention that. RJ, what do you think?
I think so. Like you said, it's a new paint scheme. It was great to see then. I don't know if this is the one that has mud on it on their final year or not. But
yeah,
anyway,
it is. They retain this. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, here it is in standard form before it gets all muddy in their final year. I enjoyed this truck. Another independent getting made. You love to see that, and with a new body is just an added bonus.
Which is nice because typically we would have a Mudtrez before we have a normal edition. So. Yeah. Nice little touch here. So 2016, like I said, it's a pretty good year. And we talk about barely anything, any new. We haven't got through a huge amount, and we already talked for an hour. So that already tells you this year was much stronger than previous. So next, let's keep going. Try to make.
Yeah. We'll see here. Who's our next one? It's number 18. It's Inferno.
Yeah. So Inferno. We talked about this one extensively, and it gets the updated SUV tooling, which I think makes it look even better than the previous one. And it is a Mudtrez, so I don't think we ever received this specific new body tooling with clean. I don't remember it. It's so long.
Snuck into a playset, but
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Inferno, just back again, and this is
here's something that I personally don't believe in. I don't know if Ryan does.
Brian even said he doesn't believe in it. So
dirtier mud or lighter mud.
I think that just depends on how the factory
is set. I don't believe in that. They're on here. You can take that for what it's worth, but this one does have a BKT tires variant, so kind of first time we can see a Mudtrez with the new tire printing there. So that's cool. But yeah, just know that there's dirty and light dirty and dirty versions that is kind of
heavy and light.
Like here's another one too.
Light dirt.
Yeah,
we've seen Wrecking Crew mud trucks before, so this isn't new, right?
No, this is from last year, I'm pretty sure. So it's back again.
There's a dirty and light version here too, and then this is also back from last year. It's Captain's Curse of the Edge Glow. Right? Yeah. I mean, this is there's a lot to talk about, but then you got to have a halftime, a little bit of a breather, a couple run around.
Well,
then
you
got a cool one like this.
So welcome to the stage, the missing truck from one of the cases of 2015, which was the Exterminator case. This is the backdraft that was supposed to come out that year. And this is the new tooling, which I believe the truck still runs something very close to this. It might just still run the same body. I know they updated the scheme, but this is the new backdraft, and it even has the 9/11 memorial in the back there. You can see the Twin Tower lights, where New York City lights them up every year on 9/11. So it's really cool to have that finally on there. I know King Crunch had that, but they never did produce it that way with that memorial. So Backdraft retains that and has it, and the 343 for the service or first responders that lost their lives that day, and the American flags. It was just overall wonderful casting. Every decal on there was pretty much accurate to the real truck, and I really enjoyed seeing this release. It was a big top truck of the year for me specifically. Just I loved everything they did with it. And it also actually has a double windows. So I guess we just see a lot of double windows this year.
There's two.
Yeah, Phil, tell us about this newer Backdraft if you know anything.
This is one where I don't think people were like busting the doors down to have, because I know the truck does update from the Dodge Ram to the International body. I don't think people were like clamoring to have one as a toy. I think we were like accepting for the fact that Backdraft has its tool. But no, again, we're not complaining that we got this, because this ruled is definitely one of the top 5 trucks of the year, just based off the casting alone and the way everything just lays on the truck. I mean, it's a very good job. Everything fits well here. Everything looks well. The real truck was running this scheme for a bit. This wasn't like a new for 2016 thing. This has been around for a couple of years. So that's why it kind of was a little more of a shock. If I'm not mistaken, we get this paint scheme on the old tooling the previous year. Am I not mistaken? Or
no, we never see this paint scheme except for on this truck.
Oh, okay. Well, then I maybe on the 120. No, I could be lying too.
No, I don't think I ever see it except for this. Yeah.
No, on the 124, it's on the old tooling. That's why, from 2015.
I didn't even know that. Yeah, that slipped by me. I didn't even know that happened.
Did we ever update the casting of 124? Maybe that's what.
I don't know. I don't think they wasted the casting.
I'm just looking real quick. I'm not even actually. That might have been the last Backdraft period in 2015. So in 124. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, that's where I was thinking. So A+ here all around.
This is. I mean, could this be one of the best molds they made during their Monster Jam contract? Because I mean, I felt like it was
pretty accurate. I'll definitely give them that. Looking back, definitely up there in terms of accuracy and the way they did it. And I believe it has Ty's name on there, doesn't it? It's right there.
Yeah, so Ty Cornelius on there.
Yeah, so they've been doing more drivers' names recently, but this is I believe one of the first, besides like Tom Mentz on his truck. But
that's because Ty ran the name on his truck, and obviously, you guys know now, Ty Cornelius Sr. doesn't drive anymore. Paul Brode now drives Backdraft. His son Ty Jr. still drives. Actually, now drives the new Backdraft Black. So. Yeah, that's nice little touches there. Actually, Ty's senior's name stayed on the truck for a bit. It might still be on there for some weird reason. I don't remember.
All right, next. Yeah, cool to see it, though. Like I said, canceled from 2015. Everyone thought we were just not going to get it, and then just shows up this year. Scooby is back again. Nothing new. Same old thing going on with it. And next is another great update. So I just mentioned that Max D got an updated tooling fairly recently from its Goldberg time into the newer maximum destruction SUV body and futuristic SUV, I should say. And now what happened in 2014 or 2013 with its anniversary, everyone was so upset that there was no spikes. They said, here's your spikes a couple years later. So spiked Max D, for when we first saw it, it was like the most out of even the Gravedigger tooling couldn't compare that. This was like the biggest thing of a new tooling for this year. And they did a really good job with it. Definitely, they got the 3D face, they got the 3D spike panels, the wings and everything on it. So hats off to them for that this year with this update, because they got it in just in time for all of the colorful Max Ds that came just a year prior. So nothing got shorted on those with the old tooling without just the printed spikes on it. So this was really, really awesome. And I think it really was a step up from Hot Wheels, because usually it takes some time for new castings to come about. And they recovered it pretty quickly. I mean, it was a couple years later, but they still recovered it in time for the newer Max Ds. So yeah, this I remember very vividly, the Instagram posts and everyone just losing it about this. So yeah, and a lot of people imported them from Australia, couldn't wait to get this. So yeah, this one was pretty awesome.
Yeah, this is an A+. Talk about it takes time for castings to update sometimes. I mean, Max D's your poster child. It took over a decade to update from the original concept Goldberg art to get our proper Max D. And luckily, not too long to comparative to get this. And I guess this was one that people were looking for, but to me, I kind of remember this being on the same line as that backdraft. Like, people were not getting restless because they weren't getting a spiked Max D, at least from what I remember, because I think a lot of the collectors, at least in my realm, because again, 2016 seems like such a long time ago, but like 2016 is like right when like the Instagram stuff was really.
Yeah, I was on the Instagram, you were on the Facebook, so it's different. Yeah.
So, when we talk about a lot of these lines, it's a lot of like from my perspective, because it was like the forums in the early days of Facebook, how people remember things. Like Instagram didn't exist in a lot of the discussion. So now you get two tales at a tape, which I think is cool. So I remember a lot of tales, people, I think were just grateful because they knew how long it took for the other for the updated Maxi tooling, where it was like, we're set for life. Like, we don't, it's okay because I know what happened the last time, but this works. I know some people maybe like, oh, the spikes are dull or short, but like, this can't like hurt children. Like, I mean, guys walk around Home Depot, like what kind of sharp metals are you wanting to put on this thing?
Yeah, really. It can't be massive, pointy, like, yeah. It is a kid's toy, guys. Like,
Yeah, and even with Spin Masters, this one's still in spike height, I guess you would call it. People were just so upset when Spin Master released theirs, and their spikes are little nubs. This is pretty close to as close as you're going to get to it being a weapon, essentially, at this point. So, it's pretty awesome. I do love. I'll give them credit for the spikes and the way they did them on Mattel's version. They did a really good job. They also got the individual variations between the spikes. The real truck has a short spike and a larger spike, and back and forth. And they actually did that variation in this Max D. So, yeah, they did a phenomenal job. Said fabulous and phenomenal job on this Max D. We're going to see it a few more times in different colors. I think it has a BKT variation. That's probably.
I think so too. So I'll put that up here real quick. We'll talk about it later on. But yeah, here's the BKT one for that too.
Yeah.
So A+ there. Number 24. It's Blue Thunder color treads.
Yep. I mean, it kind of speaks for itself. Blue tires on the Blue Thunder. It works. All the colors they did for color treads essentially worked. And quick little one.
The guy at the match too, were like sometimes like remember we talk about like the edge glows. Maybe the colors aren't 100%, but yeah, this works again, right, RJ?
Yeah, it works. There's not much to it there. I mean, it's a good. I mean, how do you mess that up? But
all right, Metal Militia here gets the mud tread treatment this year.
Yep. Two-time championship tailgate, mud treads, silver reflective decal on the roof.
There's a heavy light version if you believe in that, but there is a VKT version that you do have to believe in. So there's that. So cool.
Good truck,
26 is the Bone Shaker.
Where do we see the power of, huh?
I just laugh seeing all these Bone Shakers.
Yeah.
We get the same one year after year in Hot Wheels Monster Jam land, and then like once we get the Hot Wheels Monster trucks, it's like, and you get a Bone Shaker, and you get a Bone Shaker.
You get a skirt Bone Shaker, you get a pizza Bone Shaker.
Yeah, now we got Bone Shakers that aren't even called Bone Shaker.
Yeah.
So,
it is cool though that they did give their own casting and update this year. It's the first time we're seeing with the plastic insert instead of the metal. Oh, Phil's gone. Metal skull.
There's an update to it. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they took out the I think it was either the full pipes and the exhaust pipes, the motor, and the skull were all metal, and then they took that out. So Phil, go back to Bone Shaker for a second. Sorry. Gotta look at it for a sec. So you can see the chrome. Where the chrome is, that's all plastic now. It used to be just painted silver and metal on the diecast, but now it's actually silver or chrome plastic inserts. So that tooling carried over to Hot Wheels Monster trucks because they had already done it. So yeah, they did update it this year, just randomly out of nowhere. Just decided let's spend some more budget on this stuff. So there's that, and then we just saw Spider-Man's coming up, which we've seen many times before.
Again, if you paid attention in my Zombie Hunter love letter, the Marvel trucks are not running by 2016, but we're still getting the Marvel truck toys
because the contract ain't ran out yet.
Well, we got to get them rootin' tootin' toys. Well, here's our Prowler. Nothing new with Prowler. We saw the
10 Prowler. Check it in on y'all saying, hey.
Prowler does get a BKT tires version, so
I didn't find that one.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Oh
yeah, quick PSA. I added the metal and plastic versions to 2007's page. We are missing at least 3 metal versions.
He said, "Look at you."
So
I said thank you. I didn't see the link.
Oh,
We're missing 3 medals. We're missing Monster Mud, Excalibur, and Brutus. So if anybody has those from 2007, send us a message.
In package.
I talked to Tanyan too. I think Tanyan's going to help us out. But just to be safe, if there's more people looking, it's for the better. Like the hero cards, more the better. All right, here's something more that's better. It's number 29, Gravedigger. But
yeah, so this starts our long list of different on both Gravedigger and Max D sides. Colorful bodies. So World Finals. This is 2016. So World Finals.
No, this is Dennis's body.
Sorry, World Finals 16 of 2015 had a lot of colorful bodies, and then World Finals 17 had some other ones. But this year we have all of those bodies from that season coming around, and one of those was Dennis Anderson's truck, which was painted chrome that year. And a lot of people didn't actually love Chrome Gravedigger, but I personally did. I thought it gave it a new character to it, it. And it was a callback to 25th anniversary where people also didn't love the chrome then. And they tried it again with the normal scheme, and they tried it again as an encore truck, but it never stuck quite as well as other colorful paint schemes. But I personally loved it, and it is nice to have a toy of it. They did do a Zamac body, so it's a polished bare metal body. That's typically how they do chrome. So it's really cool. I really enjoyed it, and there it is with the 4-time championship on the roof. We'll see it again in the future without that detail because Dennis Anderson leaves this Monster Jam as a retirement, and then they take off the championships after he leaves. So by championships, but for now you do get one with that, and it's the new casting as well. So it's nice to see that new casting getting some love throughout these. And also I think it has BKT print variant.
Yeah, I'll put the BKT one as we continue.
So what do you think about the chrome?
This is on an old body.
Oh, I guess the old tool got a chrome.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
It does, and we'll talk about these if we come to a clear graphics variant. I don't know if
I didn't even know this was a thing. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Does Brian have one?
I do have one. Yes, I have both variants. There was okay. Let's get this off the list of things to talk about. There was a part in this year at some point that Target and another store, I think it was Dollar General, got a pack or a case of these trucks, and it was like 3 different Max Ds: the Firestorm, the Northern Nightmare, Shocker, which was interesting, Gravedigger Chrome, and Son of a Digger, and maybe one or another one, I forget. We have a card back, I think. And there were 2 versions of each truck except for the Max Ds. They were clear graphics, which were the Tampo decals from like 2007, like those kinds of graphics, and there were the new ones. This one's a new one. I can tell by how dull the color is, but this Chrome Gravedigger, as well as all the other ones I just mentioned, had variations, and they were hard to come by because it's hard to tell from a eBay photo if you have a clear graphics variant, but they are very, very cool to see because you actually get to see new graphics schemes like Firestorm or Son of a Digger that never got clear graphic decals in that form, and just makes the whole truck look much better. But this one's an older variant. I'm not sure if Brian has them on his website, but if he doesn't, we'll just verbally tell you that these exist. But that's the old graphics version of that.
I don't label clear graphic stuff because I also don't believe in that either. That's my opinion. It's just kind of like we put more ink in the machine that day.
Well, the way you can believe in it, these ones were produced in Thailand, and the clear graphics were produced in China, and the roll cages say that. And I even asked, I think my Mattel contact at the time, I asked them, and they said, yeah, we had a batch from China that was produced for Dollar General, and that's how they got there. And China still had that technology going, so that's how they became.
I have to write some of those down, but yeah, I guess I never realized that. I remember the Dollar General still is doing weird things with Hot Wheels, but
yes,
yeah, I totally forgot because we'll talk about the Dollar General assortment in part 2, which is just the main assortment from Dollar General is just like the first couple trucks with like nothing really important, but I did remember that they were just getting cases of whatever it seemed like, and you just kind of had to watch and see what was coming because you'll get stuff like this.
Yeah, I didn't. Dang. All right. Well, I didn't know it was a thing. Real life Chrome Digger. I felt like it gave Dennis his own. Like you knew that was Dennis because he had the chrome body and everybody else had the black body. So I liked that aspect of it. Also, I feel like that was one of Dennis's last great years, obviously. But I didn't know this exists. So now, thanks, Ryan. I'm gonna be.
You'll want to pick up the clear graphics one if you're gonna pick up one of these old tools.
Yeah.
Looks much better. But that's that little story. And cue the Avenger of the Year. So this one is the World Finals 16 Avenger. So I almost messed up that one. World Final 16. So he ran a white scheme, very similar to Overboard's color scheme again, just with a white background instead of red. So you can see those colors again. It's often referred to, for whatever reason, I mean, I get it, the Skeleton Avenger, because it had like bones as the logo.
I've never heard that in my life.
Yeah, there's just a little nickname that people give it. It's odd. I would just call it the Sam's Town Avenger because it had a huge Sam's Town logo, which surprisingly made it onto the truck. So
yeah, me too.
Sam's Town Hotel, wonderful place. If I go to Vegas, I stay at Sam's Town. I just love Sam's Town. And I was just really surprised to see it on that roof there. I mean, they have the hotel and gambling hall even written out. And they have a train that does not exist. I mean, they have like a little train track display, but there's no train there.
Well, that's because Sam's Town's based on goofball. You know who the Sam is in Sam's Town?
I do know who Sam Boyd is.
It's Sam Boyd. Okay, good. Very good. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised about that too, because I think the Team Scream would like always stay at Sam's Town. They would do a display, like they would unveil the body at Sam's Town, like do display there like a week before the show. Like would just be at Sam's Town already, just doing stuff. There's been other World Finals Avengers that have ran massive Sam's Town logos on them, but didn't get it. We kind of said, "Oh, it's because it's a casino. It's promoting gambling on children's toys." But we get it here, and it says it right there: casino and gambling hall on the roof. But yeah, that's kind of I remember this for. I don't remember the scheme itself. I kind of just do forget about, which is unfortunate. But I mostly remember the toy because of that Sam's Town logo is very big. I mean, the roof space isn't very big, and I know we've seen like big Lucas Oil logos there in the past, but when you have a very detailed graphic like that roof, I'll show it once again, it's very hard not to miss. And like even with like the lower quality graphics, like they get a lot of detail on that. So
they doubled down on it. They make a 1/24 scale as well, and that one's just
and the show there. It's crazy.
But nonetheless, it was just awesome to have that, at least the roof panel. The scheme itself is definitely one, in my opinion, I think Phil agrees, and maybe RJ too, is one of the lesser remembered Avengers scheme, just because it was not as valiant as the purple or the junkyard or anything else like the split paint job. It was on the lower tier, but nonetheless, it was a World Final scheme. They did make it in both scales. They even gave it black rims, which the truck didn't actually run, but they just kind of set it off a little bit black and white, to give it a little contrast. But yeah, cool little cool thing there. And I know a lot of people were, regardless of what you think about the scheme, they were really hunting this one down. And the Avengers scheme every year became like, oh, we got to have that. So yeah, really cool. And since then, there's been a lot of cool schemes. So Avenger from World Final 16.
Good one to remember. You forget about it, but
yeah,
I like the Sam's Town being on there, and that's where I stayed when I went to Vegas. So kudos.
Especially what came this year, which is technically next year for Hot Wheels. It's forgettable because the junkyard came out. But Avenger.
I will say, if anyone noticed, we actually skipped numbers, so we're missing a number 30.
Ooh.
16. We went from 29 to 31. So kind of makes you think. Again, going back to what happened to Blue Crustacean to kick us off. Number 32, it's finally the return of the standard Son of a Digger.
Yeah, so this is, we just mentioned it had a clear graphics variation. This is actually, the way to know you found one of them is because the clear graphics one doesn't have that bright blue roll cage. It has a dark navy blue one similar to Aftershock. And it'll also have China written on it. But this is one of the variations. This is the old graphics one. You can tell just by looking at it. The graphics aren't the best on this truck. But Son of a Digger, we just saw with color treads, same body, just on the regular tires and that older blue, brighter blue color roll cage. And there's the clear graphics one. So there's that difference in both graphics quality. I mean, look at the purples and everything's just so much brighter. But the roll cage also changed to navy blue on this truck. So fun fact, that's actually my favorite Hot Wheels Monster Jam truck. I know there's a lot of different things, but this is my favorite one because we finally, out of all companies, we've only ever had it 2 times. This time, this 164 and 124 got it too.
What's the as you talk about your clear stuff there, what's the reasoning to make these in different factories? Now, the Dollar General price point, listen, I don't frequent Dollar General, and I don't think I've ever bought anything really in there. So, from what I know, their price point is sometimes more than Walmart and Target. So, what's the they're not 99 cents. So, what's the logic of producing these in a different factory to send to a specific retailer?
No idea. I know that in Spin Master Land, I mean, they produced the 170th, which is cheaper to produce, but I don't know why they did that with Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
I think they were like $5. I want to say.
Yeah, I mean, they still sell monster trucks. They still carry
Yeah.
Hot Wheels monster trucks, but like I don't. Hey, actually, I have
don't
pictures.
understand either.
We're trying to get pictures here for the Pat website soon, but like they're not 99 cents. That's why I was thinking, maybe because you've produced it in China compared to Thailand, maybe it's cheaper on cost and when you sell them at Dollar General. But like I started to think, I'm like, that doesn't make sense because they don't sell for. Yeah, I don't have a picture of the price of the barcode, but like. Yeah, that's kind of weird. I don't understand that. Maybe let me look here.
I don't understand. I don't know the official reasoning why they were produced.
I can't tell because spoiler alert: they make 4 trucks with no numbers. Hot Wheels monster trucks for 2020 for Dollar General. I'm trying to look on the cage if I can see if it says China or Thailand.
One Bad Duel. What else?
Loco Punk and Sriracha.
And Sriracha. Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna put them online here soon, but yeah, it's just kind of weird. Made me think a little bit. I don't remember. Yeah, it's kind of weird. But something a little more cool.
To Brian Spalding, who just asked me why I laughed when I said his name, I was choking to death. That's why I was laughing.
He said
I
your
was trying
name.
to live.
You
I was trying
almost
to
killed
survive.
him. You almost killed him.
I was trying to survive and say that you live in Maine at the same time. That's why I laughed. I wasn't laughing at Maine or you. This one gives me a headache. So, Charlie Potkin has this really nice, like, candy apple dark green Gravedigger at World Finals 16, and it was awesome. And we were looking forward to it when it was announced that it was coming out in 2016's lineup to have their Spectra Flame green, which they used on the 30th anniversary of Gravedigger. That's not the case. They gave us this, like, super obnoxious bright neon green, which is nothing like the real. What is going on?
I don't even know what that was, and I
couldn't even get it off screen. What was that? That wasn't.
What was that?
That was the OCD.
It's on our brand. Wait a minute. There's a video on our brand.
How did that happen? Oh,
I thought we were getting hacked. Did you? Someone here played it. I want to know.
No, I don't. I didn't. I don't upload pictures.
I didn't.
That was
what the world?
I was in the middle of telling everyone how I hate the color.
See, folks, we're not kidding when we say we don't know who OCD Champion is.
That was my
NWO music, so it must mean business.
Okay, someone's playing something here, and I don't know what it is, but that was very interesting.
Woo!
I don't.
For our poor listeners on not visual formats, you just saw or heard an advertisement of OCD Champion. What I was saying was,
hey, I'm blown away.
Get it.
How do I recover? What I was saying was,
somebody come in the room. I didn't see somebody come in the room.
No, I was looking, but no one did. No, and then it muted all of us, and I was just like shocked.
Holy Toledo!
Yeah, that scared me too. I'm sorry for everyone that got scared. Okay, it wasn't us.
Scroll again. Okay, that was weird.
Okay, let me recover my speech here.
Not
what was I saying? Okay, yeah. So they give us this obnoxious bright neon green color. The real truck also had purple flames in the roof, like the hood has. I mean, they have the purple flames on the hood, but they didn't update the roof flames, so it's like a weird change there. And the real truck also had Jim McShay did a wonderful job. He mixed the green and kind of made it part of the ghost, because like greenish ghost color as well. Half purple, half green, half purple ghost. So Hot Wheels didn't catch any of those nuances on this. They just slapped the normal Gravedigger decal on the side on this bright neon green, and then didn't change the roof decal. So it ended up being as nice as it was to have one, not the best execution, sadly. Phil, I know you love bright colors, but what do you think about this one?
Yeah, this is one that like the Gravedigger fans are gonna like beat up because you know they want perfection. Wow. Me, I'm on like the line where like this is like our Titan, like we're just happy to have it.
Wow.
You know, when I noticed like the roof, the hood and the roof are just kind of all over the place, but
wow, I'm so blown away.
I am too. Like I don't know.
The invasion just hit me, man. That was good stuff. I mean,
I'm trying to get our life back in order.
I know it's like,
oh man,
I don't know what's happening. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Here, let me break the tension. Does anyone? There's only one other event where this Gravedigger ran at. Does anybody know where it was?
I know.
Okay, let's let the comments see.
Yeah,
Okay,
RJ,
let the comments
together.
go for a second. I know though.
Wow, look at this gummy bear like block that they melted into. This came from the Philippines, thanks to JC Lima for this. It melted on its journey into this.
There we go. It's in the comments. Yes, sir. We got
Oh,
some.
there it is. Who said El Paso, goofball? Okay, yeah, Bubba. Bubba gets same
Okay.
snack as well. Bubba Raceway Park.
Cali, Florida.
Yep.
Bubba Raceway Park.
Phil, you better not be texting who that is, because I want to know.
No,
Well,
I'm
I thought about doing it.
not. He's like, dude, what was that? I'm like, dude, I don't know.
Anyway, I don't know how I didn't notice that when I did the
Incredible.
intro earlier.
And NWO music really sets you, really gets you like what? Oh goodness.
I don't
Anyway,
know what's going on. Let's move on
I
to the
have a
next
feeling
one.
someone's in cahoots here, and I don't know what the heck is going on.
That's so weird.
we're
Okay.
gonna, like Phil said, bounty up for OCD champion. He's hacking our system.
I don't understand. He wasn't in like the room. I think it's pretty wrong.
I have so
Ryan's
many
trying-
DMs of people asking me what's happening.
I think
Okay,
Ryan,
let's finish
you're gonna
this discussion of the bright neon thing. I guess in short, that what I wish is in the future that the Spin Master will do it with the proper colors. But yeah, it was nice to have it, but this was just. There's a lot of paint colors that get messed up. Like we'll talk about in Avenger next year, that just was really bad. And there was that Thrasher that had that weird green, same thing that Avenger has, and this nitro colored green thing that we got here is just very bad justice for a what was a beautiful paint scheme in real life. I enjoyed that one really. It was a nice one. So yeah, let's move on from Green Machine.
Green Machine. All right. Here's number 34. Jurassic.
Yeah.
What?
So I said that they did a pretty good job with color matching. There's a couple instances where I don't personally love it. The orange on this, I get they're trying to match the logo. I just,
I mean, I guess, when you compare, okay, you could have gave this like the blue tires, like Blue Thunder, but then it basically would just be the same thing, except this one's just a dinosaur. So I understand maybe he's doing it different. Maybe we could have got like our purple Jurassic Attack.
Purple would have worked, yeah.
Purple instead. Yeah, but
I mean, it's not. Yeah, I mean, it's different from Blue Thunder to be different, but maybe green. I don't know.
Well, the green one, I don't think exists yet, right?
Not till next year.
Yeah. So like, then we would have to streamline that, and we just had the purple. Well, I say just had purple. Like that's 2012. We do venture back to the blue one, but I mean, again, at this point in Jurassic career,
it's funny that I think in 2017 they bring back the purple one in 124 scale just randomly, and it makes an appearance, but never again in 164. Only one time for that one. But at
this point in Jurassic Attack's career, it's just the purple ride truck. So it's kind of weird how we're switching back to blue, but nonetheless, we'll move on. Number 35 it's a fun one. Max D.
Yeah, so this originally made its first appearance as like the same thing that happened with the Gravedigger New Tool, the Black Body. This made its first appearance with a Chrome Gravedigger pack, which is a pretty cool matchup pack there, in a Walmart. From the Instagram perspective, everyone always flips out over new things, and they was just like post everywhere. YouTube, little things that everyone used to do, like news videos. This broke, breaking news here with this one. So right after we get the new Tool Max D, we get a red Max D announcement, and this was run by Neil Elliott. So this was a big one. I mean, a World Finals paint scheme, the cherry red, my personal favorite Max D scheme besides the Encore Black one. But yeah, this was just insane to see so soon, and it had all of its spikes printed on, which was a pretty big step up. I was expecting Mattel to not do that, and they even got the roof panel with the red logo text. I mean, all that stuff. They got it pretty accurate. They got the face. Everything besides it was just missing taillights. That's the only thing I didn't love. It's the only Maxi that they produced that didn't have taillights, and my OCD was just going off the charts. But I loved Cherry Red Max D, and Mattel, when I compare it to the Spin Master model, Mattel had a much better cherry red color. Sorry to spin. I just feel like they could have done a better one. But yeah, Mattel. Wait, where are we going? Oh, we have a BKT.
Oh, sorry, this one says BKT.
I thought we were just like skipping it. Yeah, so Red Max D. I also like the rim color. They really did a great job matching that dark red color to the paint. So Phil, Red Max D.
Yeah, when they announced, when they did the World Finals there in 2015, like that was the thing. we've seen a couple different the paint schemes already, but if you qualified for World Finals, always be like, well, Tom Meents always drives Max D. So heaven forbid if Neil Elliott makes the event, you have to run something else. Charlie Pocket, you have to run something else. Well, then we made the decision where I say we again, like I was part of it, but like the decision was that we're gonna keep them in their trucks, but to differentiate them, we're gonna change the paint schemes. And so knowing that we had all these Max Ds coming to the event, I think everybody knew we're going to get a red one. And if you guys remember back in 2007, when we first got a red Maximum Destruction toy, red Max D was supposed to be a thing. So
yeah,
finally get a red Max D. It was like so much worth it, because it's like something that has like existed. And now we physically get to see it. Obviously, it's not like that, the exact Maximum Destruction, but it's like physically the red Max D. So like that was always my thing, and that's like why this is my favorite, just because of knowing how long it took. Almost took exactly 10 years to finally get the red Max D in real life. Sure. And that's why it was always such a stinker. It was like we went so big, and we're going to see a lot of the other schemes here throughout this episode, the next one, where we see so many of the different color schemes, and then as quickly as we have them, they're taken away, and now you just need to watch a flag, to the point where I remember from World Finals practice in 2019, I was sitting up there in the booth, and even the event staff didn't know which Gravedigger was which. They had to like really squint at the flags, and that, to me, that defeats the whole purpose. Like, but that's a whole other soap for another box. The Red Max D is my favorite out of all the colors.
As RJ takes a sip, you're up.
Sorry, I'm still reeling.
All right.
This I'm trying to do my best to find out, but it's not working out right. Like Phil said, finally seeing that red one, this made that one make sense, because for so many years I didn't like the red one because I'm like, it's not real. Why are we doing this? Which now you look at the Hot Wheels line, but anyway, this thing kind of brought all that together for me. You're finally seeing it. Yes, it's not necessarily the same, but it's an updated version. And at the World Finals, I feel like this is like, it just, like Phil said, it stinks that we get all these varieties and then we lose all these varieties.
Yeah, I actually wanted to make two more notes, and actually three. Phil mentioned the Red Max D already, so that's a cool callback, but I'll just subside that because we already talked about it. The second thing is that this is something Spin Master doesn't do, and this is something that I love that Hot Wheels did do, which was they always kept continuity between the truck logos and the packaging. And every single Maxi this year has its own logo on the packaging, which was a real thing. So I loved how Hot Wheels set all those apart and did all those correct logos. That was one good thing. And my opinion on the World Finals schemes, it's a World Finals event. You're there for the biggest event of the year, and you're bringing a lot of the same trucks to the fleet, like 5 Gravediggers. It really did defeat the purpose to start taking those bodies away and never bringing them back. Because yes, you already set the bar super high with all these different schemes on all different levels. Then you take it. I mean, you do it again, kind of in World Finals 17, and then at World Finals 18 and beyond, it's gone, and they're just flags. From a personal perspective, my dad, who was going to World Finals with me every year, when they did the World Finals 18 event with all the Gravediggers, they were all black and green. He couldn't see the flags, and he was like, "Who's that? Who's this? Why are they doing this? Where are the purple Gravedigger?"
Yeah, and if you're not if you're not paying attention, you don't know what Gravedigger again. Like you're not. Yeah. The colors made it different, and even just outside of World Finals, like when we had the black and yellow El Toros, it helped. Yeah. Help kind of build different brands. Like when you thought of the black El Toro, you had to think of Mark McDonald, and the yellow you thought of Becky, the King of Blood later on. But
same thing with Dennis's Chrome body.
Yeah, it's like you knew Dennis was Chrome, and the Eichelberger brothers had their colors. Like Neil was associated with red, even though there was a couple times like Jared ran the red one. So then there was some different playing around, but.
It gave each driver their own personality.
Yeah, but I will say, even though it's been a number of years now since we've had a lot of these different colors, we still get toys of them. They're still on like the video game, so it's like it's like mission accomplished almost. Like we even though we only ran them for like a short period of time, we still have enough of it to like where we can do these different things. And I know like from a toy company perspective, how can you make something different? Well, we have all these different colors. It's like, oh, good, easy layup.
Yeah, but it's also good marketing to have the real truck at least appear sometimes, And a kid can only want a yellow Turloco so many times before they don't see it shows, and they see the orange.
Assume, like this is like a decade ago compared to like this year. If there's new fans coming into sport all the time, where it's like we talk about 2016 like in some forgotten era, but like it's just because I always like to say, as a tangent again, the sport changes every year. So like our discussion for 2021 is gonna be a lot different than 2022. It's just that's just and even though it might not be different, it is. So
yeah, so, I mean now even especially sports change significantly with the pandemic and everything too. So things just continue to change and more so, and it was awesome, and we'll talk. I guess we just talk about it now because it did return this specific scheme and other schemes return for encores sometimes, and it's nice to have them, And then sometimes you'll see sneak peeks out of the pits before the event starts for World Finals, and they're like, I remember in 2018 they had the red Max D there for the encore for Max D, and they was like, oh my gosh, they're bringing back the colorful bodies for the World Finals, and it just turned out to be an encore truck, sadly. So it gave everyone individual personalities, and during a time where sport was really growing and there was lots of different things going on with the invite, the invites to the World Finals were multiple trucks per team, like Gravediggers and stuff. So it set it apart. I really do hope that at some point in the future they do start doing those, at least minimally, for the World Finals. It really helped a lot of the fans who just didn't know what was going on. Even maybe if you bring like a friend who's never seen Monster Jam, they don't understand what's going on. Why is there this 5 of the same truck? Those that would help in that case. But just in general, it just makes the fleet look more tuned up for such a big event. And I get why they don't run them at every single stop along the way. It's hard to, yellow body needs to go this area and black body needs to go here, and like green zombie needs to be made for this event and red zombie. I get it. I get why they stopped doing it for the main events, but the World Finals always should be something special. And I think that I would leave it there, that the World Finals definitely needs to have these return, just in my personal opinion. If we have some time to keep moving on, I know we're kind of cutting it short.
I have a stopping idea, so no worries.
Okay.
So here's our Monster Mud Rottweiler Shoe X-Ray.
Can you say devaluation 3 times fast? This one just devalued the Monster Jam Superstore exclusive 2015 one. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
but we do get a BKT version on that to maybe make it just a little bit different. So
yeah.
If you want to hear a discussion about this truck, go back to our last episode, or two episodes ago. No, last episode.
Last episode, yeah. So this zombie is actually fun. It's a different zombie than usual. Actually, sorry, not this one. There's another one. I'm talking about this one.
Okay, anyway.
This is the normal zombie.
That's normal zombie, but we're now on the point of the year where almost all the trucks have what? BKT on them.
Is this the one I'm talking about?
What are you talking about? I don't know what.
There's a variation with zombie this year that changes the scheme a bit.
What, you found a new blood splatter on the?
No. Let me check mine. Just let me make sure it's this year. I'll be right back.
I'll look at his toys.
Have we made any headway with OCD Champ?
No, other than just people really concerned. I got a message. I got people answering my messenger too. I don't know what that was.
Folks, we're not making stuff up.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't either.
I usually do goofy stuff, but that makes no. I mean, I don't.
Okay, never mind.
My screen was frozen. I couldn't scroll.
This one is the variation, but I'm not even going to try to explain it because Phil's just going to say it's conspiracy.
All right, go ahead, goofball.
Oh, hello. Okay, so Dollar General got that case, and the zombie had the clear graphics on the sides and stuff, and that's basically it. I don't want to get roasted by Phil, so never mind.
No, go Ryan, go on.
That was it. That's it. It's an updated color scheme of zombie in terms of like the graphics quality. But
color scheme. Okay, go ahead, show me.
The colors in terms of just the way it looks. Never mind.
Phil,
it's a variant. It's a known variant, and people have to find it. I know it because it's a BKT. I just make sure that was the one.
It's like that bad news. I don't believe in that. I still don't believe in that. I don't get it. Nobody can show me it. It's not on our website. It doesn't.
Someone just found one recently on eBay.
Doesn't make any sense. They don't make any sense. The door line and Gravedigger, not real. Somebody just put some different glue on the machine.
That was real. That was real.
No, I don't see it. I don't. It doesn't happen.
How can you not see it? You must be blind.
I can't see it. I can't see the bad news because that's not even on the patent website. If it was that important, you would have put it
on
up.
the patent website. I put it on there.
Nah, I don't think so.
It is on there. I promise. People know it exists.
All right, I'm gonna stop the show and look right now.
Look. It's
folks,
there.
if you guys want me to host a debate between these two, obviously they'd be.
Episode 30 is the Phil and Ryan debate.
Ryan was born in like 2018.
Folks, in your question, yes, ask these two.
I promise you that bad news variant's there.
Oh yeah, there it is. This is
variant real.
No text outline. What's the difference?
That was how we decided to
Oh,
strip.
get out of here! a shadow of yellow. Get out of here! What outline?
Well, when it's found by more than 3 people, we consider it a real variant.
That's not true. I have seen on eBay at least a dozen times a backdraft and a Captain's Curse package. That doesn't make it an actual version.
Is that the actual truck that's changed, though?
That doesn't make it. But there's more than one.
Yeah, but it depends. You can have a car variant.
We're making up all the rules now. Here, let me
Yeah, I
just
am.
have a play on and make my own truck.
Next.
It doesn't. That's not even right. I cannot wait to debate about that. It's not even right. Here's something we can debate about. It's Pirate's Curse.
Yes, I remember. We have fight to the death in the comments. I remember when I loved this thing, and now I remember how I hate it. But Pirate's Curse. Okay, here we go. So let's think about it in 2016 sense. You just got a skeleton face and a giant hat on a truck. You're pretty happy.
You're pretty happy.
This was, I think it was case G of the year. And I remember specifically buying it from Bernie Bear Toy Company the moment they listed on eBay. That was when I first met them, that first truck I bought from them. And I had to have it just because Pirate's Curse, oh my gosh. It was actually announced at World Final 16 in the pit party, along with Gas Monkey Garage and Alien Invasion. Sneak peeked, at least. And those two later on got released later. But this one came out first. And
I did not put that up, just like the mud tires. Who sent me that message? The Czar himself.
What? What do you say?
He sides with me.
Anyway, well, he was the one doing the London heavy. Anyway, I didn't put those up, but let's just finish this. So, Pirate's Curse, gets a face, and it gets like a hat, and that,
gets like a face,
but gets this and that and the other. Looking back on it, it's cool. It was really awesome for its time, but what is going on with that face? The hat's really huge.
It's like a flying saucer.
That's huge. The bandana's like everywhere. The logo. Okay, look at this thing in a design perspective. What they did was they took the pickup truck tooling. They literally
Curse.
What?
The truck is just called Curse. You can't even see Pirate.
Yeah. They didn't give it a fully new tooling. They did half of a new tooling. They took the pickup truck and they added the face and they added like the armish part and then the armish part. Then they added, the logos. So it's really all over the place.
It's definitely that.
It was great though for its time period. The truck had just come out in real life as the overall and eventual replacement of Captain's Curse, so it had to be good, and it's out. But in the future, it does get overshadowed by future trucks of its kind. But Pirate's Curse. You can see I'm trying to dodge just saying it was really bad, but for its time, it was really good.
Well, I think this is victim, and we're going to talk about it.
Okay.
There's a troll in the group. The legend of chicken is back, but okay. So I think we're going to talk about this extensively when Megalodon comes up. I think Pirate's Curse is victim of a Monster Jam giving the design and artwork to Hot Wheels and saying, "Here is good luck," without actually getting the real truck. What was the last instance that we had something like that? I always just think of Megalodon, the Hot Wheels Megalodon. I think they're just going off of a concept, and
it was Monster McRottweiler that had in the shoe, so that kind of thing too.
Yeah. So I think that's why this is just all over the place. This is just a beefcake. You want to see a good Pirate's Curse? Go back to the Christmas special.
What is going on in our comments?
Everyone's
barking, hissing. Troy Lee's just flipping out.
But yeah. If you're going to go back to our Christmas episode, I talk about the Pirate's Curse Christmas ornament. I think that's the most accurate Pirate's Curse you ever had.
It is.
That's, even though that says the Pirate's Curse on it. I think the Red Fair might say the Pirate's Curse.
It does. The Red Feds does, yeah.
Which is really weird. But yeah, I think nobody's too upset about Pirate, I guess. Another one where it's we're just happy to have it as I switch over to the BKT tire version. everyone's just happy to have it, but like now when you look back, it's like, what the heck happened? Like,
Yeah.
First got it. It was the best thing.
Something's not right here.
Something's wrong. I can feel it. It's it's very similar to Zombie, where Zombie also is like a raw, and it's just yeah. Pirate's Curse, everyone by Hot
It
Wheels.
was great when it happened, and then you look back on it and you're like,
Yeah, it's like just like home videos that you made when you were a kid. You look back, you're like, why would I say those things? And it's like, why would I make these things? Pirate's Curse. Let's continue on though. For 2016 though, give it credit. It was awesome.
No, again, it's another one.
Yeah.
Again, like even with the weird Megalon we're going to talk about in a couple episodes here, we're just happy to have it. It's that mindset. There's no Green Acres where it's like, can't wait to see Spin Masters. Like this is 2016.
Spin Master make it.
Was like,
no one could have imagined
off the shelves with like Hatchimals or something at this era. Like it doesn't like it's a whole other world. So,
that's also something that gets lost in translation. That in this time period, no one knew Spin Master was coming up with all these things, And this is all we ever knew. So it's just like we either accept it as the best thing ever, or we debate it. But there's nothing that's gonna ever, we didn't expect something to change. So
Phil, Well, go ahead. Sorry.
We loved it for what it was, but now looking back at it, you're like, oh,
Phil, how many different drivers drove Pirate's Curse?
Oh wow. Well, so geez. Well, I'll look it up at the end, but I'll count. So obviously you got your core drivers, which are Steven Sims and Camden Murphy and Justin Hicks. So then Nick Granlund drove, Chad Tingler, Alex Blackwell.
Corey, didn't he?
Who?
Corey Rummel drove it, didn't he?
Oh yeah, Corey Rummel won the showdown. How could I forget about that?
Yeah.
I always forget about him winning the showdown. Isn't that really bad?
How dare you? How dare you?
So that's 7. I think Charlie Pauken drove it over in Australia.
Yep.
That's 8. That could be it. Let me look here. Oh gosh, I always forget about Corey Rummel winning the showdown. I genuinely do.
And you're probably there, which is even worse. But
no, I obviously was there.
Hang on, I'm coming back. Okay, my computer just glitched
Come
out.
on.
Are these names that people listening are real or no?
Oh yeah, Mikey Voners drove it over in Europe. And then Tompkins as well. That was the same truck. That's the same chassis. That's now the tank.
Yep. Well, no, it's Tyrone the Terrible now, but yeah.
Right. All of these moderation
alerts. That's it. That's the 10. It's Steven Sims, Charlie Pauken, Camden Murphy, Chad Tingler, Nick Granlund, Corey Rummel, Alex Blackwell, Justin Hicks, Mike Vodders is 2nd, and Buddy Tompkins. So totally forgot about all that.
Jason Lloyd comes back. My moderation alerts just are off the charts.
I know. Donald doesn't know. I'm like he's grandfathered.
Let him know in his message. Let's click on to the next truck though. This one's one of the ones that have those clear graphic things going on. And it's a muddy well, you can see it there. It's a muddy version of Mountains Firestorm.
I'm just trying to explain to Donald, like, just he's okay. He's legacy. Let him.
He's okay.
Before Donald kicks him out of the group.
He will. I know he will. Team Hot Wheels Firestorm Mud Treads. So here's one of them. I don't know if Brian has the clear graphics one, but there was an edition that has it, and you can see like little different details in it. Super cool because this truck's actually really detailed. It just loses like that detail when it goes into 164 version. But neither of these are the one. But yeah, there it is. So Mud Treads Team Hot Wheels. There's not much mud, so it's like typical Mud Treads edition. But there it is for 2016.
It's your. Yeah, it's another Hot
Wheels. That actually look, Phil. It says Firestorm on the packaging.
Oh, did it really?
Oh, yeah. It did. Yes, it did. He's looking at his phone while he's trying
to keep the group.
Donald's not ready to do the dirty.
Oh, you need some help with that? No, I'm just kidding.
So here's another an edge glow that really works. It looks like flames, so I love it. So Dragon Edge Glow. It has a BKT variant.
I don't think I have. So.
Yeah, well, I know Phil's busy, so let's just chat about this dragon like we actually care.
I think this Edge Glow is a perfect one. What do you think?
I think it's phenomenal that they did such a great job. I could have never guessed that they would match the color. Yeah, there's that one.
I guess. Well, they come back with this with a green. No,
Yes, they do. Yeah, and it was weird. Even though we'll get to that next year. I actually have I haven't even got the correct variation of that green one. Mine has an old Monster Jam logo on it, and I need the one with the new one, which everyone else has. I don't know how that happened, but it has this Monster Jam logo. I don't know what happened.
No, I don't know what mine has, and I got to go look at that.
You know
Yeah,
what's
look, because I haven't found anyone else in the world that has that one.
I was looking at Man of Steel
Mine's
now.
pretty though.
Man of Steel. Also, for whatever reason, it's still just chugging along.
Isn't it kind of weird? And the next truck's Batman. These trucks do not have BKT variants.
Batman.
I don't know what that was all about. Maybe it was I don't think it's a sponsorship thing because the current ones do.
Are
But
they running right now?
no.
Who's running? Batman running? What are you talking about?
Batman's not running, obviously.
It's 2016.
Was Man of Steel running?
No, they gone. There's
Okay,
no
so that's
superheroes.
probably why they're just like, we'll get them next year. With
And you know what?
What, Phil?
We're done. We're gonna be done for the night.
Let's just finish on that. Let's finish on the chase piece.
Go ahead.
You've already started the row. Let's just finish the row.
Man, but there's a lot to talk. Whatever, fine. Go ahead.
There is a lot to talk about.
We can end on this one.
Okay. So this year we actually get to talk about two chase pieces here because there's one that's canceled. This one is the Monster Dalmatian. The shoe, of course, gets the chase piece. Monster Dalmatian gets like a really cool release. I mean, out of all the shoes, I think this is the best one. It's kind of like the glass slipper of them all. And it's one of the glossy versions, so they do like a matte and then do a glossy and back and forth. It's one of the glossy ones. I thought it was pretty cool. Another one of my original trucks when I Burning River Toy Company, I'm sure you guys know, most people know who they are. They actually were at a toy or a car show, and that's when I first met them, and they had one of these set aside for me because I messaged them. So it's just a cool memory that things kind of tie to, and this is one of them that I remember specifically. I also love, and thank you Hot Wheels for still doing it, the logo on the packaging is also differentiated for this truck. It's black and white. The tongue is kept red, so we saw dragon with green horns. Now the tongue with monster mutt is red, and they made the beadlocks red to match that. Kind of looks like its collar, actually. In terms of the other one, so we can get them both into one discussion for the other guys, there was a Jurassic Attack plan for this year, and let me actually see if I can pull a picture up because did I lose you guys? Okay,
I'm here.
It went blank for a second.
I'm gonna go.
Okay. Let me grab the Jurassic Attack photo. Thanks to Don, he actually posted this, so we've already known about it.
Don who?
What?
Don who?
What do you mean who? You know who.
His name's Don Frankish, folks. I'm sorry if you didn't know who Don Frankish is. He's the owner of Jurassic Attack.
I thought you were joking with me. I'm like, you don't know
No,
who
Don
Frankish is?
you got it. It's like you got to explain. You can't
Okay, well, we weren't showing a photo, so I didn't think we had to say his full name, but yeah, Don Frankish. Let me just grab this photo here, and I'll show you guys. So this, again, is courtesy of him. We would have never, ever known that Jurassic Attack had planned, or they had planned to make a Jurassic Attack Blackout, but there's only one of them this year, and this is the reason why, because they just didn't have this done. So let me open that. Sorry, trying to get it on another tab. It's actually, honestly, I wish they would have done it because it would have set aside, the fleet. Out of all the blackouts, we never get one with blue beadlocks or anything, and it would have just been a completely different type. And here is the Jurassic Attack blackout. So again, courtesy to Don Frankish for this photo, which I think is actually, we're not supposed to have these, but anyway, it's past the statute of limitations, I'm sure.
I have it on my phone, so I hope.
So for everyone that doesn't know these things, there's the spec sheets, so they give them to the teams and stuff, and then they say, here's what it's going to look like, and everyone just approves it and signs off. So here's what it looked like. So that, I mean, not like the white, that's just showing you like the reflectiveness. It was supposed to be a glossy one, but yeah, I love the blue beads. This was so awesome. And for what, I don't even know if he has a reason for it being canceled. I don't know if they ever gave him one, but I mean, look at this thing. It would have just been so sick to have this. And obviously it would have had, this would have been the second chase piece of the year, but we never did receive that release. So with that said, I'll let Phil talk about both of these, and then RJ will continue and finish off.
It's kind of weird how like we only even this one isn't in planned. Pull up our Dalmatian again. We're still like the previous year we get 3, and then now even with 1 removed, that's only 2. So it kind of makes you think, was number 30 supposed to, maybe that was where the drastic was supposed to sneak in, or maybe another one? Because there are some mismatched numbers at the end of the year that just kind of go all over the place. So you definitely tell there was a couple things that just went missing.
You said there was number 30 that was uncalled for too.
Yeah, number 30 is uncalled for. Then you're going to see at the end in our part 2 episode where the numbers just get all over the place again. So kind of weird. Excuse me, kind of weird.
Yeah.
Glass loafer, Ryan, would have been better. Not glass slipper, glass loafer. Because
Okay.
it's loafer mutt.
All right. Okay. We'll end off at El Toro Loco. So let's do the Gravedigger. So Gravedigger has there's tons of Gravedigger variants, and the real truck also goes through a lot of variations during this time period. I mean, even if it's not a colorful scheme, it's got a roof panel variant. There's like 3 Grim, Ghost, Full Grim, which is this one. Is there any more? Am I missing one? I think that's it. 3. Okay, 3 is a lot still. But this is the full Grim character on the roof here. And if Phil will scroll to the roof, because that's the only point of the truck. There we go. So Adam Anderson is most known, I think, for running this one. So they kind of just labeled the Adam Gravedigger. But this is the full Grim character on the roof, which I haven't seen in so long that I'm surprised that it even existed. It's really cool. I wish they would have kept it like this. But Mattel does 2 of the 3 variants. They do the Grim face, they do the Grim character. They just don't do the Ghost. And yeah, there it is. They produce it. I mean, that's just another way to change up the fleet a bit. So I that's really all I have to say about it. What is everyone shaking their heads at?
It's just Chicken over here. He's trying to negotiate with me. He's like, he wants me to remove Donald from the group.
Anyway,
Donald doesn't know. He's like, no, he's too old. Come on.
This just helps. You get a new mold, and it's not perfect by any means, but with a new roof deco update, just felt like they were giving Gravedigger its needed love. It's needed refreshes. It's needed updates, and it was very nice to see. One of my favorite Gravediggers just because of that.
Yeah, it's surprising that at this point in time, and I guess it's good because we still have a lot of years left with them, Spin Master hasn't even touched these types of roof variants. And
I would love to go.
This is just another way, if they ever really run out of things, just kind of like Mattel did, scoot into this territory and do those roof variants. There's also, for 35th anniversary trucks, which never even got produced, they also have all the same roof variants with the 35th anniversary logos. That also presents more of an opportunity. But Mattel did get 2 of them done, and this is one of the more differentiated ones because it's the full character by, of course, Neil Vandenberg. Okay, last one, Phil, and we'll finish up this podcast so we can handle this moderation. El Toro Loco gets a color tread, and it's the yellow El Toro Loco. This is the last time you're going to see it with the original scheme, which is the non-purple flame. And yeah, orange, I think it works. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's yellow, orange, and red. All the same colors of the actual truck. And yeah, just the green ramp is really an interesting color to choose. Just like, whoa.
This is loud color overload. Yeah. This is like the Crayola factory.
Yeah, basically. I don't know. Are there any opinions on it?
Pack of crayons. I mean, I liked it. I didn't mind it. It's go Phil. Are you okay?
So as Phil's trying to keep the group together because there's a lot of things going on. So
there's a lot going on here tonight.
It's like a crayon pack.
I don't know. There's just a lot going on.
Yeah, we had that OCD champion thing. I still don't know what happened.
Or something. We got pray.
I'm telling you, if OCD champion's out there, we want him for episode 30 because we don't have a plan yet. So if you're out there, obviously you are because you just hacked into our stream.
We'll talk about hero cards or something.
Yeah, we'll just have a nice chat, fireside chat with OCD champion. But we thank you guys for staying up so late with us on the East Coast. I know it's late over there, and everyone else, thank you also for being here. We will see you guys next week. I don't think we have any plans like cancellations or anything. So we'll see you next week for episode 30, our big episode. We have no idea what we're going to do yet. So we're not going to be talking about the rest of 2016 next episode, I don't think, right, Phil?
No.
I mean, we're going to do something special, maybe?
I don't know, dude.
Okay, we're going to find something.
I got a hacker and People's Court going on right now. Yeah. Stay tuned. We'll be here next week.
If we make it to next week, we'll be here for something cool on this podcast, and then next week we'll be back for part 2, episode 31.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it depends. We're we're on a moment-to-moment basis right now. So
Oh yeah.
thank you guys for watching, though, and we'll see you guys next time. This is Ryan, Phil, and RJ signing out. Phil. This is Ryan, Phil, and RJ signing out.